Okay, quick video here. Well, probably not quick, but video to show you how to change the zip files into a workable HTML file that is then going to be uploaded into LeaseQ. So there's many different steps to this, and I will have sent you a spreadsheet here on some cheats for it, as well as logins to Google Drive. So you'll need to access Google Drive here in order to do this. So this is slightly changed from any earlier instructions. So first thing you need is you need to go into Google Drive and go under LeaseQ. In there is a spreadsheet, a shared spreadsheet, which is this one right here, Master Restaurant Equipment Article Submits. I already have it open. Okay, I may actually upload the zip files into here in the future, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll be sending on email either a zip file or I'll be uploading it into Drive, so either way. So let's just take one of the ones here that I just downloaded. This one is called LeaseQ KW12 Raw Mendoza. And what I usually do is I attach the person's name to it, so whoever this is will actually be doing it. Okay, so what you do is you just click on it and then you extract the files. Do this HTML, well actually it's just an editor. So it unzips the file. Now highlight all of them. Mine opens in Firefox. Yours might open in Internet Explorer. You want to open all. It's probably going to take a little while to do this. Okay. So as you can see, this is how it opens right now. If you already have it open, then that's fine. It'll look slightly different. So what you need to do is you need to go open up a Word document first and foremost. Okay, there's your Word document. Looks a little strange for some reason. What you want to do is you want to copy, then paste. Hit return a bunch of times so you separate them out, then X this out. Same thing here. Copy, paste, X out. Control A I find does not work. You can try Control A and then Control V if you'd like. I just find that it doesn't work on this for some strange reason. There's a lot of steps here, but it's all pretty basic. If you can do Control V on yours, then by all means. For some reason select all doesn't always work on my cursor. Maybe I'll try it on this one. Oh, it does work. It wasn't working before. See, I'm making lots of spaces between the two. I want to make sure that these are all distinct articles. Because of that, we want to make sure that they stay separated. It's really important that they don't mash together. Okay. This one is a fairly large one. Some of them have 30, some of them have 40, some of them have 50 in them. Depends. I'm just going to pause the video here as I do all these. Okay, so that's my last one. I have all these in this Word document here. Okay, now we can close that out. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to go back through this Word document and just blow it up. Okay. You want to find written by. See all these lines for written by? I want to take them out. You also want to find any of these things right here. Little dashes, these mess up the HTML code. And you can instead of doing find, you can do replace. Replace is good too. Okay, so find next. Replace, 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 replace. You don't want to do it. Say that one I shouldn't have done. Replace, replace, replace. Find next. Replace, 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 replace. Okay. Written by. Find next. That's why these are find next is usually good. Find next. Just take it all out. Okay, I'm going to pause the video here. You can do it either as a find replace or find. You can see them all. This is probably easier to do this that way. But then double check and make sure there aren't any dashes anywhere. Like right here, I would do a find and replace for the dashes. So we want these dashes taken out. They screw up the HTML code. Okay, just getting rid of the dashes here. Most of these guys, okay, a dash here is all right. See one and then a dash there. Find next, find next, find next. Obviously, okay, replace, replace, replace. You don't want to hit replace all because there are a lot of dashes here, like that one, that we do want to keep in there. State of the art. All those stay in there. Replace. Okay. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to hit spell check. Grammatical errors, there are very few, but by and large these writers are pretty good, but there are some grammatical errors. So you do need to hit spell check after this. We want all these headlines, headers, always the first letter capitalized. So next sentence. I always want my subheadlines too, right here. I want those capitalized. Okay, so ignore rule. There are some, depending on what the title is, there's some that might be misspelled, like restaurant might be misspelled, and it's misspelled on purpose on some of these. Sometimes we put in equipments. So this one is actually a typo. Okay, restaurant equipment. is very expensive. Most latest model, take that out. Once your contract ends, semicolon, good, making a cash purchase. We always want to say making a cash purchase. It's one of the things that LeaseQ likes us to say, so we're going to leave that in. Okay, so I'm going to pause this, but basically go through and find any spelling or grammatical errors. Just on grammar errors and spell check, a soft credit pull is what we want. We don't want it to be credit pulls. Don't want it to be credits pull. A soft credit pull is actually grammatically correct, but spell check sometimes checks it. This only takes, you know, how much. Okay. Here's an example of a misspelled word. This is misspelled on purpose. If it's in the title, this is what we call the title. We'll get to that in a second. That means we're trying to misspell it on purpose. So ignore all. Restaurant. See this? We're trying to misspell this. Add to dictionary. I'm going to pause while I finish up. Another thing, LeaseQ always has to be spelled like that. Capital L, capital Q when you're doing spell check. Sometimes spell check will pick up on it and not know what it is. Just add it to your dictionary. Once again on this one, it's trying to change LeaseQ's. Add it to the dictionary. Okay, so now we have an entire document of all these. Okay, so then save it. All right, and then we're going to move on to the next step here. The next step is copying everything and then going into this right here. This is in the cheats. It's text finder. It converts a Word document to HTML. This is what we need to do now. So I've got everything copied, right? So I paste it. Might take a few seconds. Okay. Click Convert Word to HTML. It has to be in Word in order for this to work. You can't be working in a text document. Select all. Copy. Go back to my Word document. Use this. See this? Text only. Don't use any of these formats. Okay. I suppose you could. Guess it doesn't really matter. So now we have all that. Control A. We want this Control A. We want this in Arial 9. Arial 9. Okay, so the whole thing now is in Arial 9. All right, you can make it a little bit bigger. All right, so now you have a Word document that's basically in an HTML document that's in Word. Now what you need to do is you need to separate all these out so we don't get confused. So this first one is a Dell equipment. What happens is this compresses it back again, which is a real pain. But then we need to find the end. Okay, go all the way down like that. Separate them all out. Then take your HTML cheats. Come over here. Copy this part. You'll see why in a second. Okay? What you want to do is right up here. Paste that. Paste that. Okay? So find the end of it. This one's on Japanese. Click here for a free quote. Okay? Usually all these have this click here for a free quote. If it doesn't have this at the end, then you need to add it in. To see if you qualify for leasing, simply click here for whatever kind of leasing it is. Simply click here for a free quote. For this one is to see if you qualify for Japanese restaurant supplies and equipment leasing. Click here for a free quote. Okay, so separate all those out. I'm going to pause the video again. Okay, I'm about halfway through these. And the most important thing is look for that final line. See if you qualify for custodial supplies leasing. Simply click here for a free quote. If you don't see it, add it in. Meaning, even if the article was on custodial supplies, you would add in custodial supplies leasing. Simply click here for a free quote. Okay, some of these go over a little bit between Word documents, so just paste and just keep going on. I'll pause the video. Okay, so I have separated all these out. Okay, we now have, I think in this one there's probably about 20 of them. All right, now I'm going to show you what you need to do on the next part. So we've got these HTML tags here. We've got this as HTML. So what we first need to do is go to the master spreadsheet. Okay? And find deli equipment. There it is, right there. Okay. First thing you do is you highlight it yellow. All right. Then, because it's under this category. Okay. You then take this URL right here, and then you simply paste over here. Then do a /, and then you look at this URL stream and you say, what words in the title of my article are not in the URL? In this case, both words are not in the URL. So I put in deli equipment. Okay? Not capitalized, with a dash in between. Deli equipment, just like that. Just show you, like on this one, it might be a little bit different. I would not suggest doing this. Japanese, find Japanese restaurant supplies and equipment. There it is, right there. So this is under this one. You can do this however you want to do it, as long as it comes out correct. This one, restaurant supplies and equipment leasing. There's equipment leasing, there's supplies, there's financing. So you want to put in Japanese. Equipment is in there, supplies are in there, financing is in there. So that's all I would do, okay, on that one. All right, see, I looked Japanese equipment. I didn't put the and in there. You don't want to put the and in there. Supplies is in, equipment is in, leasing is in, restaurant is in, but Japanese is not. Okay? If you have a question as to how to do a URL, let me know and I'll certainly help. Okay, so that's how you would do that. That's called our rel canonical. Very important. Now the next part is adding in what we call the meta description. All right. Meta description. On the cheats, we have a bunch of these. Good examples of good meta descriptions. I've got lots and lots of them. What I want you to do is I want you to just copy one of these, any one of them. Okay? Then go into our character counter, which is this one right here, and plug it in. Paste it in. Now, this is about deli equipment. It's not about steam table pan. So all I do is I put in deli equipment. There's lots of examples here. I don't want you to use the same one in a row. Vary it up, even add more things in, and you'll see why. Why purchase your deli equipment when you can lease and finance instead? See what deli your deli equipment is all about here. Really important next step. Calculate characters. It needs to be under 140, preferably between 130 and 140. If you're 141, it's okay. So we take out here. Now 139, it's perfect. Make sure this reads well. Why purchase your deli equipment when you can lease and finance instead? See what deli equipment is all about. Copy. And paste it in. Okay. Now, most of these will already have a pre-written meta description. Okay? This right here is a pre-written meta description. Okay, I was just showing it because there are some in this batch which don't have a meta description. This one is too long. You still need to put it in here, though, to see. I actually don't really like that meta description all that much, so we're just going to delete it. So find the meta description. It's usually underneath the title. And let me show you what this is. This is the title right here. So what we want to do is we want to cut that out, paste it into the title tags, and then delete those. This is the meta description, which we're not going to use because I think mine is a little bit better, but that's okay. I'm going to do another example and show you how to do that. Now, the next step is to add the H1 tags. The first headline is an H1 tag. The second headline is an H2 tag. The third headline is an H2 tag, not an H3 tag. Go all the way through. Make sure to get your free deli equipment lease quote. Click here. Nope. We need to add in this line. Just double check. Most of these are correct. It's deli equipment, right? Deli equipment leasing. Name of the article is deli equipment. Try and make so all these are right up against these carrots. These are called carrots, these little thingies right here. Okay? I'm going to do another one. This one is now almost done. What you then need to do is take this, go back over here, find deli equipment, and just paste it in there. Save it, and go to the next one. I'm going to do this one next. Okay, this one has a meta description. There's the meta description. Okay, go over here, put in your character counter. 131, good. That one's good. So description, see, meta description, click, just drop it right in. If it's not written, if it's not there, usually there's a longer paragraph here, like I'll show you on this one. There's a meta description. That one's already rewritten. That's a meta description. See how it's short, and then this is the introductory paragraph. It's a little bit longer. That's a meta description. Some might not have the meta description, but find it if it does and drop it in between, then take out these little spaces. Okay? And I'm going to do this one again just so we know how to do it all here. Take these out, delete that. Okay. H1. I sometimes do this on Dragon and it's easier, but whatever makes it easier for you. Okay, this is our second subheadline. I'm not making all these. This is a list. There is another thing we can do on this list, but we're not going to do that for right now. These are lists. Remember, we took out those dashes, right? No more dashes. They screw up the HTML. Okay. Here is our third headline. There's usually one H1 and two H2s. See if you qualify for Japanese restaurant supplies and equipment leasing. Simply click here for a free quote. Does that match? See if you qualify for blah, blah, blah leasing. Simply click here for a free quote. Perfect. This one's done. Okay. Notice how we did that one before. If I could spell Japanese restaurant equipment, make sure it's the right one because sometimes there's different ones. See that one? It found this one first. Don't put it in there because that's not it. It's just Japanese restaurant supplies and equipment leasing. So I plug it right in there. Highlight, gone. I'm going to do one more. Okay. Usually have these start off. Okay. Restaurant supply leasing is this one. Restaurant supply leasing. Yeah. You need to highlight that sometimes. Maybe I didn't spell it right. Restaurant supply. Supply store. Okay, I actually found a error on this one. That's the reason why I had to pause it. But it was the writer was supposed to write it on restaurants supply. And this happens every now and then. And if you're not sure what it is, let me know. Okay, so here I found it. It's really actually important. So I'm going to highlight this. And it's a good thing I did find it there so we can sort of show you how to do or what to do about it. So because it's under this, okay, take this, copy, put it right into our code. Restaurants supply. Okay, there's supplies, but there's no supply. So I want to put that into this URL stream. Okay, really important. And at this stage, you can maybe go like this. You can just copy it, paste it right in there, save it back to Drive. and then do your meta description. Here's your meta description right here. Just copy this. This always is a little tricky. If you have to copy it and you put it in the meta description, make sure that you put the period at the end there. Okay, and then delete this out. Take your title, cut, paste, backspace, take that out, return. Now do your H1 tags. H1, H1. These are all good. This is a list. This is a headline. Subheadline H2. 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 Okay. To see if you qualify for restaurant supply listing, simply click here for a free quote. Okay. So then you do all these, go through them all the way, save it. Whatever the number was, and this one was Lease Q, Raw, Mendoza, Ralph. I'm going to save this into my Lease Q file. Lease Q. Keyword 12 Mendoza Ralph. Edits. That's what I want you to. So there's the name of it, and then just put edits on there. All right, and then send that back to me in a Word document. I will look it over, convert it to text, and then we're all set. That is it. Let me know if you have any questions.